سلام بچه‌ها. امشب بریم چند تا اصطلاح واسه افراد عصبانی رو یاد بگیریم. موافقین؟ خب اولیش don't bother یعنی لازم نکرده.
Don't bother.
Don't bother.
Don't bother.
Don't bother asking Harmony out on your date.
Don't bother denying it.
Don't bother waiting up.
Don't bother.
Don't bother.
It's no bother.
A bottle! No, don't bother.
Come back with the right amount or don't bother coming back at all.
Don't bother replying. It's only a mental home.
Well, don't bother. That place, it's full of rich kid painters and they're all going to end up working at art stores anyway.
I am who I am. I am who I am. همینم که هستم.
Yes, I am who I am, aren't I? Suppose that just because I am who I am, that I can predict an ice storm?
I am who I am.
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 I am who I am today because of him. And I turned out all right, didn't I?
Yeah.
I am who I am.
I am who I am, you know.
It's a good thing for you that I am who I am and I do what I do and I know who I know.
Look, I am who I am, Liz. It's all me. It's all.
But how can I be who I want to be when I am who I am?
I am who I am, right?
I am who I am.
For the new. You are who you are, and I am who I am.
It is what it is. It is what it is. یعنی همین که هست.
Is what it is.
It 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 is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is, Jesse.
It is what it is, sweetie.
It is what it is, yeah?
Here. It is what it is.
Love, passion. It is what it is.
My kids want to be in this shit? Hey. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
So what? So what? خب که چی؟
He's looking at me, so what?
Am I right?
So what?
So?
So what?
So?
So what?
So what? It's just a couch.
What's done is done. What's done is done. این چیزی که شده دیگه شده.
But there it is, and what's done is done.
But what's done is done!
Look, what's done is done. He turned out great.
Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We all make mistakes, but what's done is done.
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 What's done is done, sir.
What's done is done. What do you expect us to do about it now?
What's done is done.
Yeah. But what's done is done.
You've lost this one. What's done is done.
خب حالا بریم در جواب شخص عصبانی چند تا جمله آرام بخش هم یاد بگیریم که این بنده خدا رو بتونیم آرومش کنیم. Life goes on. Life goes on. یعنی زندگی ادامه داره.
But life goes on. Remember that.
Because you're behaving as though life goes on as usual.
But if you save one life, life goes on. But life goes on?
But sweetie, life goes on.
But you get through it and life goes on.
I mean, life goes on, right, Craig?
If you accept the induction, life goes on.
Life goes on.
Life goes on.
Life goes on.
Life goes on. And you gotta go on with it.
Life goes on, indeed.
Life goes on, Joe.
Life goes on.
Right.
Life goes on. Well,
Life goes on.
Slowly, things return to normal, and life goes on.
What's the question?
Why life goes on?
Yeah, well, life goes on.
You know, man. Hey, life goes on, right?
you're still there, and life goes on.
Your life goes on, Tom, and you have to learn and do what you can to make sure that happens.
It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. یعنی آخر دنیا که نرسیده.
But it's not the end of the world.
Don't worry, darling. It's not the end of the world.
Everybody chokes sometime. It's not the end of the world.
God, it's not the end of the world, Roman.
Hey, it's not the end of the world.
It's just high school. It's not the end of the world.
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 It's not the end of the world, but you can see it from here.
It's not the end of the world, Malcolm.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
Mom, it's not the end of the world.
There goes Georgetown.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world if we forget something. Yeah. Well, it's not the end of the world.
Time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. یعنی زمان همه زخم‌ها رو درمون میکنه.
And everybody, I was under the guise that, you know, time heals all wounds.
My mom would say, time heals all wounds.
They say time heals all wounds. They say time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds.
Time heals all wounds, little brother.
Time heals all wounds.
You know, they say time heals all wounds.
You know what they say, time heals all wounds.
You win some, you lose some. گاهی اوقات میبری، گاهی اوقات میبازی. درد نداره که.
You win some, you lose some.
So you win some, you lose some.
What happened?
You know, same, you win some, you lose some.
Forget about it. You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some, kid.
You win some, you lose some, right?
You win some, you lose some.
Hope you enjoy it. Have a great time. Bye-bye.